And y'all been waiting on me. Hello, hello. Welcome in, you guys. So glad you guys are here. I hope y'all had an amazing week. If you did not catch part one of this comeback circle, make sure that you do. We talked about your content and we talked about bundles and showcasing them. How did it go this week? Did you guys feel like you did better getting some focusing on some certain bundles or certain products so that you're not confusing your network? Do you feel like it went better for you? Good. Yeah, I know I've seen Cami share those 3 cream products like 800 times. Not really, but I'm just saying, I know that that's what she's been focusing on. So I have loved seeing that. And she's getting great feedback from that. I know. Hello, you guys. Hi. Good. Felt better. Good. Awesome. Okay. Someone today for your L-carnitine. Awesome. Good. Okay. So we're going to jump into tonight. Tonight is going to be about content that feels like you, but it still converts. Okay. So last week we talked about why your content might not be turning into sales. And I know for a lot of you that brought some clarity for you. But this week I want to go just a little bit deeper because when I asked you guys in Comeback Circle last month, some of the things that you guys were saying, and this is really speaking to those of you that really said this to me last month, was that you feel like your hooks sound non-genuine. Some of you said that. I don't know what to post. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel I get discouraged and I stop. Okay. Any of you said those things to me? I know you did. Okay. I ain't calling you out, but I know that you did because I took them literally from the messages. Okay. So many of you were saying on that focus on L-carnitine, rate mine. Good. Okay. So I just want to start off by saying that you are not behind. You are not bad at this. I can't tell you how many times some of you have told me, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Maybe I'm just bad at this. Maybe I just suck at this. Maybe I'm just not meant to do this. Okay. You are just learning to find your voice, you guys. Okay. And that takes time. You don't just wake up one day and figure it out. It's going to take time. Okay. So, first of all, the first thing that we're going to dive into tonight is about your personality. You don't need a new personality. Some of you are probably like, oh, if I was just a little bit more energetic. Oh, if I just had a little bit more sassiness. Oh, if I wasn't just so boring in my life. Okay. I think somewhere along the way, a lot of us started believing that in order for you to grow on social media, you have to sound like someone else. You need to have more hype. You need to have more personality. It needs to be more perfect. It needs to be more polished. And what happens, and this is what happens, same thing with ChatGPT, okay? You start creating content that doesn't even feel like you anymore, okay? And then you think, this feels fake. I don't like this. I don't want to post. And guess what you do? You pull back, right? But here's the truth. Your goal is to sound real. Okay. Your goal is not to sound impressive and like you know everything, because guess what? People don't connect with perfect, they connect with honest. All right. We always say that and I understand not sharing certain parts of our lives on social media. I get that. Okay. Right. You want to do some privacy. But how many of you have watched someone's life and you have thought, dear gosh, they got it all together? Their life is perfect, because that's what they want you to see, right? They want you to see all of the good, and not sharing the other parts of this. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay. So true. Are we watching? I feel like, yep, I'm not good. Okay. All right, good. I'm glad I'm speaking to the right audience. Okay. So that's the first part that you need to know, is that you have got to be real. Okay. Now, the second part of this is why your content is feeling off, right? If your content has been feeling off or forced, it's usually one of these 3 things. Number one, you're trying to say what you think works. Okay. You are trying to say what you think works. Number two, you're overthinking every dang word. Or number three, you're trying to get it perfect before you post. And I get it. You want it to work. You want it to get you a sale. You want it to get you a recruit. You want it to hit the right person. But when you overthink, here is what happens: you lose you. You lose your voice. You lose your confidence. Your content starts to lose connection to people. And connection is what is the key. It is what leads to everything else. Connection is what leads to recruiting. Connection is what leads to sales. If you are not connecting, you have lost it all. You have got to connect. And that, I truly feel, is part of the reason some of you feel that your content is off. Okay. Now, you're like, okay, this is great, Ashley. Now, how do I do this like in a simple way that's not overthinking? Okay. So instead of overcomplicating this, I'm going to give you something really simple. And I want you to be thinking about these things when you are posting, going live, doing a reel, whatever. Okay. When you go to post, I want you to think, what would I say to a friend? To a friend. Not, does this sound good? Is this going to make me go viral? Did I use the right verbiage? Okay. What would I say to a friend? I can more than likely guess that most of you, when you're talking to someone about your friend, you ain't going to sit here and talk about every dang ingredient that's in this product to your friend. You might hit on some high points, but you ain't going to sit there and overload them. When someone asks you about the opportunity, your friend, you ain't going to sit there and be like, well, it all started with Dr. C. Tuna, the grandfather, great grandfather in Turkey, Istanbul, and he was a pharmacist. And then you ain't going to do all that. All right. What would you say to a friend? Okay, so here are some 3 simple things that you could talk about when you are making these posts, you're making your lives, whatever. Start with something real. I didn't think I would love this much as I do. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I didn't think. Make it real. You, okay? Number 2, share your experience. I've been using it for a few days and blah, blah, blah. I decided to do this journey and blah, blah, blah. And then number 3, you invite. You don't pressure. If you've been looking for something like this, I can send you the link. I made a post today, actually, and I guess this has just become such second nature to me. But if you go look at my post today about my kids and this opportunity, I literally followed this 3 steps right here. I started with something real. I shared my experience, and then I invited. I didn't say one dang thing about $20 to sign up or 50% commission or come join my team. I didn't say one thing. I want people to read my post and connect to it. That's it. No pressure, no perfection, just real. Okay? Just real. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything in the comments. Okay, perfect. Now, to those of you that say, I feel like I'm repeating myself, I kind of hit on this last week when y'all were saying, I feel like I say the same thing all the time. Yeah, it feels like that to you because you live this. This is your life. Okay? You feel like you're saying the same thing over and over. And I want to reframe this for you. You are not repeating, you are reinforcing. That's good. Some of y'all need to write that down and tattoo it on your forehead. Not really, but you need to write it down and remember that. You are not repeating, you are reinforcing, because not everyone sees every dang post or live or reel that you make. Not everyone is ready at the same time to buy this product or to join your team. And people need repetition to trust you. They need repetition. So instead of thinking, well, I already said this or I already posted about this week, you need to think, who still needs to hear this? You are not annoying people, you guys. You are showing up, which is what you are supposed to do. You are showing up. Okay? Now, the other part that I said at the beginning was that a lot of you said, I get discouraged and I stop. I stop. And I want to say this, I get that. I really do. When you're not seeing the outcomes and the results that you want to quit. And I'm going to say this to you as your leader. I have been there. Heck, there are times I'm still there. But hear me, this is good, when your identity in this is tied to results, you will fail. Because then you're going to start doing everything out of fear. And that is going to take you out. Because you are scared, if I don't get these results, then this is what it says about me. That's a bunch of baloney. You cannot be tied to the results. That will identify you. And I think some of you have done that for a little too long. I've done that for a little too long. I've tied myself to, if I don't hit this rank, what does that say about me? I'll be honest, we used to have 16 directors on this team, 16 on my front line. Last month, I had 3. 3. I could sit here and wallow and be like, oh my gosh, my world is falling apart. I'm not cut out for this. I just might as well quit. But guess what? I have all of you on this call and 3,000 other people on this team that need me to show up, because I didn't join just for me. I joined for every single one of you. I joined for the calling of wanting more for my life, and in return, wanting more for you. So I show up even when the results aren't there. If I sit and let my identity be in those results, heck yeah, we're all going to want to quit. Okay? So if the goal is not post and get results immediately, what if the goal is I'm going to show up and I'm going to build something over time? Because the women you see winning, they didn't just get it right or join at the right time or start when it first started. The difference is they didn't quit. That's the difference. They didn't quit. All right? So this week, I want you to really focus on that simple thing. Those 3 things that I said about when you're making a post, you're connecting, when you're making content, whatever. Start with something real, share your experience, and invite, but don't pressure. And it's okay to still talk about one product or one bundle or a couple products. It's not annoying to other people. You are just reinforcing. Okay. So I'm going to challenge you this week. Some of you, and I love ChatGPT to help me use my words, right? Okay. But some of you are relying on that a little too much, and it doesn't sound like you. Create this week at least one piece of content, at least, y'all, that feels like you. Don't overthink it. Just talk like you would to a friend and invite at the end of it. And that's it. No pressure to be perfect. No pressure to have everything. You're just taking that step. Okay. And I want you all to hear this before we end. You don't need to become someone else to succeed in this. You don't need me. You don't need to be me. You don't need to be your upline, your sideline. You just need to be willing to show up as yourself consistently because your voice matters. Your story matters. And there are people who will connect with you, not a script, not ChatGPT, not what I said, you. Okay? You. Does this make sense? Are y'all got some like light bulbs, aha moments tonight? Yes, as long as it takes. That's right. And do not tie who you are to the results. That is, I've been working with a coach, Bob Healy. I love him. If you don't follow him, follow him. That is one thing that he says is that we've been doing this fear-led system for so long of letting fear lead us. Oh, if I don't get to this rank, or oh, if I don't get these sales, or oh, if I don't get blah, 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 then that's what this says about me. And then I am a failure. And then I know I can't do this. That's a fear-led system. If I don't do it like Ashley says, oh, I'm going to fail. That is fear taking over. We need to do this with love. Let love lead how you show up in your business. That calling that you have to do this, he actually, and I'm going to do a training on this in the future. I haven't put it together yet, but he actually said, you know, we always say you need a why that makes you cry. He said, I hate that. He said, because a lot of the times your why is tied to results. Oh, I want to take my kids on vacation, so I've got to make this certain amount of money. Or, oh, I want to quit my job again, so I've got to make a certain amount of money, right? That is fear led, that is tying to results. Whereas if you go back to that calling for this, I signed up. Yes, I wanted more for my family. And once I received more for my family, I wanted you to have more for your family. I wanted you to have more for your life. I didn't want women to be checking their bank account when they only had $100 left to their name. How am I going to make $100 last 2 weeks? That's why I show up. That's why I work this business, is for those women. And that's a calling. That doesn't require results. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between a why and a calling? We've got to show up for the calling and let love lead it instead of the fear that is tied to results. Okay. All righty. About the opportunity. Yeah, it can be about the opportunity. It can be about the product. Any of those. Just talk like a friend, share your experience, and make an invite. That is going to connect with people. Okay. You're so welcome. But it can be the opportunity too. Go look at mine from today. That was about the opportunity. I didn't even remember, like when I was writing it, that I was going to be talking about that tonight. Okay. All righty. I love you guys so much. I will get this recording posted. I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see you guys later. Bye, y'all.